Hey, Dan Passarelli here. Well, I was talking with Bobby earlier this morning. Many of you know Bobby. And we were talking about maybe a pattern to how our videos are. And we came up with the idea of Topic Tuesdays. And today's Tuesday. I think today's Tuesday, isn't it? Feels like a Tuesday. And I was trying to think, well, what topic should I do today? And I was thinking, well, okay, it's March. What could be a topic for March? And what does March represent? And then I started thinking of the Ides of March, which are right in the middle, which is actually kind of a bad thing, the middle of March, the Ides. And then speaking of the middle, that made me think of the Margaret Thatcher quote, if you stand in the middle of the road, you get run over twice. So I guess I just started thinking the middle of the road is maybe not that great of a thing. And that made me think about trading here and thinking about momentum moves. And when you get a big, strong momentum move like we've seen in NVIDIA and in SPY lately, one or two things happen. You can just keep having that powerful momentum just up, 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 or you get the turnaround. Like the middle ground, it just staying here is not one of the choices. I mean, it's just not. Sometimes it takes longer for rounded tops to form, but they call them rounded tops because, well, they're a top. So if we were to stay here for a bit, it would only be a bit most likely. So then I started thinking, as you can tell, this is one of those days where I'm just letting the mind wander here. And I started thinking of the Pretenders song in the middle of the road, but that doesn't really have anything to do with anything. Anyway, I digress, obviously. I started thinking, well, what's the likelihood of the market continuing, or what's the likelihood of the market turning around? And two of my favorite indicators for momentum and or reversals is RSI and slow stochastics. So I popped those little puppies up on the screen. And RSI, I mean, it's just bouncing around up here in the top of the range, but like decidedly below 70. I mean, this is just like some strong momentum and not really indicating overbought right now and not really indicating much along the lines of a turnaround. As far as the slow stochastics go, kind of the same. I mean, a lot of times when we get the fast line, which in this case is the red line crossing below the slow line and below the 80 line, we get a reversal. And we just really got that for one day here. And right now, that's not really lining up at all. So to me, that doesn't indicate, from a technical standpoint, a reversal. It indicates maybe, if anything, it's more likely from a technical standpoint that we do keep going. Now, this is notwithstanding what I talked about last week, where market feel, which is a tough thing to develop and something I try not to rely on at all. I like to rely on just black and white data as much as I can. But market feel, it does kind of have that feeling where, like, when it's going up, people are like, yeah, okay, I'll follow through. And when it's going down, people get a little skittish. And I think we see some of that. But until then, I also did a video not too long ago about not fighting the tape. So looking at RSI, looking at slow stochastics, looking at bullish delta plays is more likely to produce some profit across the board here. Well, I hope that musing helps. This is Dan Passarelli, Trade Smart.